Greetings, this is Edward Ojambo. Ojambo.com has an article about getting the visitor IP address. The link is ojambo.com/php-visitor-ip-address. And as usual, the code is always available. You can expand the source at ojambo.com. In this case, we're going to be using the PHP HTTP server. And see, basically, we're going to run the code and then it will give us the IP address. There's 3 different types of IP addresses. I'll explain that during the tutorial. Now, for example, if you visit ojamboshop.com and purchase products, but you see right at the bottom here, it grabs the IP address and puts it out for you. Okay, so if you're in the Toronto, Ontario area and you need computer programming help, please visit ojamboservices.com. That's ojamboservices.com. That's once again Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So let's begin the tutorial. I'll create a PHP file. I'll just name it get my IP, and we don't need any of this HTML code, so I'll just delete that. And I'll increase the font size so you guys can see much better. So the first thing we'll do is, the easiest one is just to get the IP address of a visitor who's not using a proxy server. This is obviously the easiest way. In most cases, this is all you need to get the IP address. So I'll just create a variable called IP_address, and we'll get it from the server header, and it's just the remote_addr. Now most people do use I'll just save this first so we can have the spell check on. So most people do use some type of a proxy, even if it's something as simple as using a router. So what we'll do is we'll determine if the HTTP client has been set from, once again, from the server headers. So client IP, this is usually set by a proxy or the router. So once again, so now our variable IP_address will become HTTP client_IP. So we use isSet to make sure that it doesn't give us an error. That means if it's not set, we'll just ignore it. So else if, once again, isSet server HTTP_x forwarded_4. This is for the this one's for the proxies which are set independently of a router. So in this case, just same thing, _server square bracket HTTP_x forwarded_4. Okay, and of course we'll finish off here, and of course we need to print it out, so we'll just use a simple echo command. Obviously you can wrap this and make it look nice inside HTML, but in our case this is good enough. Okay, and there's a little bit of an error right there. Should be a squiggly bracket. Now we are done, so we're going to test it out in Firefox. Localhost :8000, and because we don't have an index.php file, we just /getMyIP.php. spelled IP should be capitalized. As you can see, we get it right from the router. So hope you find this information useful. The tutorial can be found at ojambo.com. Please visit and leave feedback.